Hey guys, Patty's Food Reviews, back today with a dual review. First part of the review, I'm going to be reviewing Almond Breeze Almond Milk Creamer. For those of you that don't want to drink milk first thing in the morning and get a stomach ache, this is very good. You can mix it in with any type of coffee you make, your home brew, or if you're buying cold brew from the store or making your own. Probably don't do that, but I've been tasting this all morning. It's amazing. It's vanilla flavor. The ingredients, only interesting thing, there's a small amount of cane sugar. There's also pea protein and almond milk, almond oil too. It actually it could replace any creamer you're using now. There is a slight taste of, there's a nuttiness to the creamer here that's not intended, but it's, it's within. It's very good. I think you guys will really like this as a creamer to put in your coffee. I also wanted to talk about a movie I watched last night. I can't say it's a good movie, but it was very interesting, very controversial movie. It is called The Brown Bunny, 2002. It's written, directed, edited, pretty much everything was done by Vincent Gallo. Very popular director in the 90s. Not so much now, but people said he had a lot of talent. I was a big fan of Buffalo 66. I gave that high marks when I saw it. It had I don't know, just a very, and kind of the feel to the movie. Like, there's very little dialogue. In Buffalo 66, he's like an irritated person, and they don't like give too much backstory. But this movie is along the same lines. You might be watching this and say to yourself, "Hey, this is starting to remind me of Buffalo 66, like it's a sequel," because of the long shots and this loose story that you're not really ever sure where it's going. Okay. The story starts off, Vincent Gallo is a motorcycle racer. He races a Ducati. I think the opening shot lasts, it's like 8 minutes long of him just going around a track on his Ducati, racing people. I don't even think he won the race. Not that that matters in this story, but yeah, once that wraps up, they do a road trip thing. They got the camera pointing out the window on a highway. He's behind a truck. Little story, this film actually got booed at Cannes Film Festival. I don't know when they started booing. I heard it was during the blowjob scene, but while we were watching it, this is probably the most interesting scene in the movie, so I don't know why they freaked out about this. I would have started booing during like the 5th driving scene, because he does a lot of driving in this movie. He's traveling after this race. He's traveling cross country. There's some offensive things in this movie that I'm going to be talking about. Turn it off now if you're easily offended. He's like driving around, and he sees like a younger lady just hanging out, and he's like, "Hi." No, she's a cashier at a gas station. Gets gas for his van, which the motorcycle's now in. She's very interested. She's got the eyes at him. She's like looking at Vincent Gallo like, "Oh my God, we don't see guys like you around here." Giving him a little twinkle in the eye. And he sees it right away, and he goes, she's like, "So where you going? I've seen you around here before. You're a racer, right?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm a racer." And like very dry Vincent Gallo responses. And he goes, "Well, I'm going to L.A." She goes, "L.A.? I love L.A. I wish I could go there someday." And she's just like giving him the googly eyes. And Vincent Gallo says, he's like, "Well, you could come with me." And she goes, "I don't even know you." Like, she just snaps out of the googly eye. She's like, "I don't even know you." It's like an instinct of a creep that she's talking to a creep here. But then he says, "Please." We were watching this. We started laughing. He says, "Please." And then it just cuts to her getting into his van, and they start driving around the country. At least, you know, that's what the intention was. So she leaves a note for her aunt and uncle. You know, it's like saying, hey, I left with some creep. We're going to California. I don't know what the note said. It just showed it. Anyways, he takes her over to her house, young lady, and he calls her name. She's going in to pack her stuff so she can go on this creepy trip. And he says her name, and she comes over and he kisses her, and he goes, be quick, 5 minutes. Like he's rushing her to pack her stuff up in 5 minutes. I don't know what his problem is. Then she goes into the house, and he drives away, and he leaves her there. Oh, man, what was he doing? Why did he even go through that? He just loves the thrill of picking chicks up, I guess, because there's a lot of that in this movie. After this, cut to more driving. There's more highway scenic driving with a lot of Cat Stevens-like guitar riffs. I found out that the soundtrack was done by the great John Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers fame. He's a lead guitarist. It sounded good. I mean, I really thought it was like one of those Cat Stevens, Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon, you know, that type of stuff. But it was actually John Frusciante, original material. Props. Very boring road scenes, though. He gets on the road again. He's behind another truck. He's driving more. He's thinking more. He looks very disturbed. There's a lot of this while he's driving. He's like, oh, God, I'm driving to L.A. He's very frustrated. We don't know what he's frustrated about. A lot of this goes on. He meets another chick. Guess what? He goes to a rest area, and there's an older woman sitting on a bench. He goes over there. I don't even think they know each other. They're barely talking. He's being all mumble-mouthed. He goes over there, and he's like saying all this stuff. He says he's depressed. And then this lady just starts making out with him. He's handsome, I guess. I don't know. He barely said anything, but he starts making out with his older woman. Pretty uncomfortable. He doesn't take her on the trip, though. He just makes out with her, and then he leaves. And then he goes... another road scene, more of that music. Yeah, he's still frustrated. And then he goes to L.A. He finally gets into the city of Los Angeles, and he's driving around the streets, and he's looking at girls, not just regular girls, like prostitutes. He's like in a bad part of L.A. So they just walk up to his car, like he's just baiting them. He's not buying a prostitute. Like he pulls up to one lady, and she goes, hey, honey, looking for a date? And he goes, no, I'm just driving. Drive again. Put the John Frusciante music on. Another girl comes up on another street corner. Hey, you looking for a date, hon? No, just driving. Yep. So, cut to an hour later. This just keeps on going on and on. What I'm describing right now is like literally like an hour and 20 minutes into the movie. Everything I described, so you don't have to watch it. He meets Chloe Sevigny. That's what we've all been waiting for. When I saw her, I'm like, okay, here comes the scene we've been waiting for. Great coffee. Here comes the scene we've been waiting for. Chloe Sevigny's here. So the scene that gave it an NC-17 ratings coming up. I wasn't too thrilled about this scene. I don't want to see this stuff, but it's what it's known for. A very graphic sex scene. Anyways, he meets with her. You can tell they know each other, and they're actually starting, like... Of course, they're starting in the middle. It's disorganized dialogue, so they're, like, talking like, oh, I missed you so much, da-da-da-da-da. Man, what could have been? Like, there was a lot of what could have been isms with their relationship and life and whatnot. So, cut to one of the final scenes. It's a hotel room, like a trashy hotel room. Vincent Gallo is in his regular tight slacks and leather jacket, waiting for Chloe Sevigny to get out of the bathroom. She's preparing for the scene we've been waiting for. She's actually in the bathroom, smoking out of a crack stem. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, she loves crack. She was smoking crack in there. I think Vincent Gallo knew too, so he was on the edge of the bed, kind of like, oh, what am I doing here? Even though he probably drove to L.A. to meet her. That's what I don't understand. It's revealed what this is all about. Okay. Gets out of the bathroom. She's high on crack, but she's very loving. She's not all geeked up. She sits on the bed next to him, and she's like, "Oh, honey," because he's still doing his like, "Oh, I'm so disturbed. This sucks. I can't believe I came out here." And speaking of sucks, this is when the scene we all think about when we hear this movie starts. She starts kissing his jeans around his crotch region. You can tell that he is very excited by this. In the movie, there's a lot of quick cuts, a lot of camera technique. I kind of thought it was going to be like a full-blown adult movie, but it's on the edge of that. They say there was some oral sex going on for the scene, so it's like a real sex scene. It was pretty uncomfortable, actually. And he's mumbling a lot of stuff while this is going on. He's like, "Oh, you do it so good. You didn't do it good to them, did you?" Like this dialogue, this creepy dialogue he's saying while he's getting this, while she's doing this to him. It was confusing me. But it gets done. Well, he finishes the climax of the movie, pretty much. He breaks down crying. Yeah, right after it. It's just right away. He's like, "I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? God, you're such an idiot. I hate you." He says he's in the fetal position, laying on the bed after the sex scene. He's crying to himself. He's in the fetal position. Chloe Sevigny comes up behind him, hugs him, and is like, he's like, "Why'd you do that?" I thought he was talking about what just happened, and I was like, "What?" But he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about something from the past. Okay. I guess they had been together years before. They were a serious couple. But she's telling him, he's like, "Why'd you do that?" She goes, "Well, they just had some drugs. And, I just wanted to do some drugs." And he's like, "Why'd you do that? It killed our kid." And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This was never even talked about, but it's like put together, all this history's jammed together in a 3-minute scene where it reveals all the tragedy and weirdness between them. So you killed my child with all your drug use, is what he's saying. And she's like, "Well, they were just a couple guys, and I just wanted to get high, and da-da-da-da-da." And she keeps on talking about it, and it's like them. It flashes back to them a little younger, and they're at a house party. And Chloe Sevigny is in a bathroom taking a pee, right? And, oh my God, this is so hard to explain. It's not the greatest movie. I don't know what he was doing, I don't know. But she gets high with these guys at one point in the party, and she's like, "Oh, this is so fun." And then it shows Vincent Gallo outside. They have a band at this party, too, and he's like rocking out to the band outside. And Chloe Sevigny's inside taking a pee. And the same guy's coming into the bathroom. They knock on the door. They're like, "Hey, there you are, Chloe. You want to get high again?" And she's like, "No, I'm taking a pee right now. What are you guys doing?" So then Vincent Gallo is talking about how I was walking by the room. You were in the room with all those guys. There's like 3 guys in there. And Vincent Gallo opens a door and sees Chloe Sevigny with 3 guys at once. What the hell is going on? And he's explaining this scene. He's like, "I saw what was going on and I looked, but I did nothing. And I walked away." And she's like, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry." And he's like, she goes, "I was so sick and high." And he goes, "Why'd you do that? You killed our kid." And I'm like, oh man, this is fucking really weird. And he goes, "So I walked away while you were getting with those guys." And it shows this scene. It's pretty, he's like describing, he's like, "Your clothes were on, but your bras were off. And your skirt was hiked up, and there was a guy on you, and there was a guy on you there, and, filthy. Absolutely disgusting." But he fits in a joke here that is very off color and it doesn't fit the movie. The Chloe character, it's like a, okay, spoiler alert, like we just got to get through this. The video's running really long right now. She's like, I'm so sorry. He goes, I left after I saw those guys with you, and I went outside for a walk to clear my head. What are you doing, bro? So he's walking around the streets as his girlfriend's getting banged out by like 3 guys. And he comes back and he goes, I came back and I saw an ambulance. She's like, yeah? And he goes, and there was a body bag. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Did one of the guys die? Did he have a heart attack? Then she goes, he's like, was that you? And she's like, I died, Vincent. I died. I was so high I choked. That's right. That's the joke, guys. Vincent Gallo wrote the main female character, his lost love, died from choking on a penis. Vinny, this does not fit this movie. This is some very blue-collar material you're trying to work into an art film. I don't know what the hell is going on. So she reveals that she choked on a dick, and Vincent's laying in the bed all alone. We're talking about a Sixth Sense scenario here. He thought that would make this movie better. All it did was give you comedy street credit. Dude, you really outdid yourself on this one. Not a lot of people know about that in this movie. I just save you the trouble. I'm going to make this video under 20 minutes. That movie's like 2 hours, so I'm doing you a great favor right now, fans. Yeah, so that was pretty much the ending of the movie. He's in the bed alone. Chloe's not even there. I don't know. He was like doing a masturbation thing in the hotel room and fantasizing about his dead girlfriend. Okay, guys, for the almond milk creamer, I usually don't do creamer, just do straight almond milk, but I'll go this route from now on. We're going to give it a 7 out of 10 score for coffee creamer. Go this way. You don't want a stomachache in the middle. You know, a regular creamer I give a 2. It tastes good, but then your stomach's all messed up for hours later in the day. This is good, 7 out of 10. The Brown Bunny. In comparison to a similar movie, Buffalo 66. Buffalo 66 actually got a 7 out of 10 from me. This movie, Brown Bunny, is getting a... I know why it got booed now. I just don't know why they booed the last scene. That seemed... There was actually action in that. And a good joke. Yeah, Brown Bunny's getting a 2 out of 10. It was awful. I was waiting for it to end the whole time, to be honest with you. I don't fall for those, you know, frustrated road trip scenes with the John Frusciante and, you know, you making out with a bunch of chicks. I don't know the appeal. Guys, Brown Bunny, 2 out of 10. I suggest not watching it. I just told you the whole movie. Almond milk creamer, 7 out of 10. All right, guys, that's about it today. More food reviews, more movie reviews to come, and maybe more commentary if anything weird happens, you know, on the news or something. All right, guys, well, have a great day. I'll be seeing you next time. All right.